With this problem, we're looking for the derivative of the natural log of absolute value of cosine of pi x. And it's a little bit more complicated than normally looking for the derivative of natural log of x, which we know to be 1 over x. Here we have the derivative of the natural log of x. Well, I want to take a second to take a look at the graphs of the natural log. And so first off, here's the natural log of x, and you can see that everywhere the slopes are positive. Sometimes more positive and sometimes less positive, but always positive. And so when we say that the derivative of the natural log of x is 1 over x, first of all, since the domain of the natural log is just x greater than 0, then the domain of the derivative has to also be x greater than 0. If x were less than 0, then that derivative would be negative, and you can see that there's no place on the graph where we have a negative slope there. However, if we were to take a look at the graph of the natural log of absolute value of x, here you can see that on both sides, well, first of all, actually we shouldn't have that in that direction, the derivatives are decreasing to the left of 0. Not only are they decreasing, they're always negative to the left of 0, and still positive to the right of 0. And you can see that the derivatives on either side of 0 have the same magnitude, but just with different signs. And so the derivative of the natural log of absolute value of x is also 1 over x. Here, if x is negative, then we will plug in a negative value into 1 over x, and we'll get a negative slope back out of that. So for any given value of x and its opposite value, x equals 2, x equals negative 2, we're going to get the same value for the slope, only opposite signs. And so this is a small point, but it's brought out in this problem, that the derivative of the natural log of absolute value of x is still 1 over x. And here we can use not only x greater than 0, we can have all x not equal to 0. And so that's what we're going to use in this particular problem here. So the first thing that we want to do is treat it just as we would any other natural log function, or the derivative of any other natural log function. So derivative is, I'll just say dy dx is 1 over the cosine of pi over x, then multiply by the derivative of cosine of pi over x, which would be negative sine of pi over x. Then we're going to multiply that by the derivative of pi over x. And the derivative of pi over x, let's just write this out, is pi x to the negative first. So what we're going to get here is negative sine pi over x over cosine pi over x, and that of course is going to give us negative tangent of pi over x, and the derivative of pi x to the negative first is going to become negative pi x to the negative second. So here the negative signs will cancel, and we're going to end up with tangent pi over x positive, and we have times pi and over x squared. And so that appears to be answer E. Okay, so that'll do it for this problem.